In today's video, I'm going to bring you through a brand that does around $50 million per year. Okay, the brand that I'm going to talk about is a beauty company. They sell, I'm going to show you in just a second. But before we get going in the video, if you are a new viewer, my name is Brando. I work with 7- and 8-figure companies just like this one. Just so we get the proof out of the way, let me just refresh. This company is doing around $40,000 a day consistently. And so, this is just so you understand the type of caliber of clients that we're typically used to working with. Now that we got the proof out of the way, as I said before, let's go over the company that does over $50 million in sales every single year, really, really consistently. And, what I want to do in this is the company. We'll go over the brand in just a second, but before we do, I just want to give you a quick little expectation talk so we know exactly what we're going to cover. We're going to do 3 simple things. Number 1, I'm going to go over the $50+ million sales process in just 1 minute from A to Z, so we understand what are the ads, where are they redirecting traffic to, how many products they're selling, and then the checkout process. We need to understand that before we talk about anything else, so everything makes a lot more sense. And then the ad creative scaling strategy that they're specifically using, and I'm going to bring you through a bunch of different concepts that I prepared over here for you. Okay, and then of course, last but not least, I always give a free gift at the end of the video. If you are a new viewer, you have no idea what this is. If you're not a new viewer, you might have an understanding of what it is, but it's a free gift. Stick until the end if you want access to it. Now let's get into the video and let's get it going. I like to use this tool called Autria. It's called Try Autria. It's an amazing kind of like funnel hacking tool that allows you to funnel hack everything. And so I like to go and find the brand, Glabnetic, filter by longest running ads, filter by active ads. It seems like they have 270 active ads as we speak right now. And if we just take a look at the ads library, 180 for sure active ads on. And that's multiple 6 figures, probably like, it really depends depending on like budgets and how many ads are in each ad set and all that stuff, but typically it's over like 200, maybe $300,000 could be per month in spend, or even more depending on how you structure the ad account. I also noticed that they're really selling a lot on Amazon, so I wouldn't be surprised if around 50 or maybe slightly over 50% of the sales of the $50 million are coming from Amazon, because we can see that they have 11,000 reviews and selling for $15, $8K. This product alone is 120 grand. Not even to mention, if we go to their store, it's like the same for like this other product, right? This is selling like like hotcakes, 20,000 units. Of course, it's only $6, but I think that's another 150 grand. And then it's the same for like all of these products, 100 grand, 100 grand. 150 grand, 150 grand. So it adds up to maybe $1 million, $2 million a month or more. And then of course there's the e-commerce side, and they're running a lot of ads on Meta, and they're also doing quite a lot on this is them, 50 million a year. They're doing a lot on Google, so 600. So I know for a fact that as you scale, especially in this beauty industry, as you scale your ads on Instagram and Facebook and Meta just in general, typically 30% of your Meta budget is your Google. So if you spend 100 grand, maybe you can spend around 30 grand on Google. It also depends on the trends, because as I showed you before over here, if we look at worldwide in the last 5 years, we are at the peak when it comes to Google trends for press on nails, which is exactly what they're selling. The value proposition here is that there's 3 simple steps. You do your nails, you size them up, right? And then you filing cleanse, and then you just simply apply. And their value proposition is that they can basically, instead of having the permanent kind of way to do nails, which is very expensive, it's very time consuming, and it also ruins your nails, and it can have allergic reactions. There's a lot of negatives to it. This is a very simple and cheap way that you can use at home, which is also not, it doesn't give you any types of allergies, and it's natural, and it also sticks for a long time. So there's so many value propositions. This is the sales process. Let's take a look at the landing pages they redirect traffic to, so we have an understanding of that. But I think so they're sending a bunch of traffic to different pages, and this is the bestsellers collection is where they're sending most of their traffic to. Let's take a look at how this looks. Seems like it's 20% off site-wide flash sale, and so they have kind of this universal sale. If you can take a look here, 20% off with code no joke. Okay, funny. And so you can click on here. This is, I guess, the whoops. Let me actually click on this other product, because this is not the flagship offer. Okay, let me just click on this one. And yeah, 49 reviews, whatever. This is probably not even their most popular product, but it's a very simple landing page. Okay, very, very simple landing page. Let's just take a look at some other offers that we, let me just quickly see, new, okay, these are new ones, bundles. I know that there's a lot of reviews in the bundles. I'm gonna just take a look at the right one, but yeah, let's take a look at this one, 9 reviews. Let me see, where is it? There it is. Okay, so this is basically the landing page template that they're using, and so this is like a new product, new collection, but the overall landing page is very simple. There's add-ons, right? Brush, glue, nail, and of course the AOV goes up, which is really, really important for them. They want people to buy more. There's upsells over here. There's this banner, and then there's a bunch of UGC stuff that is really, really important. I would actually add this maybe right over here under the cart so people can see it immediately, but it seems like it's working for them. And it's actually like quite close to it. So because it's on mobile, it's right over here. So these are really, really important aspects to consider. The sales process is extremely simple. Most of the selling is done through the ads, and this checkout needs to be very, very simple for it to work effectively. Nothing special over here. I would definitely add upsells over here. If this is seems like they have upsells that pop up, which is also a good idea. But I would also add them over here on the cart since there's a bunch of blank space, right? And then checkout, very, very simple checkout. From what I remember, and it brings you over here, and then there's like a scarcity, very good, and then there's a 5-minute application, salon quality, up to 2 weeks wear, which is really, really good. All good, very good value propositions, and of course these are all opportunities to increase conversion rate and checkout rate, right? And so once again, they have other upsells over here, which is good. You can easily add things, and then you can apply discounts here as a normal checkout. Now, this is very standard. This is not why like they're scaling to 50 million, of course. Like these are reasons that make the better AOV, better conversion rate, which are all things that you should also be applying to your store. Now, let's go and fulfill promise number 2, which is to know and understand exactly how their ad creative scaling process actually works, which is the main reason on why they're able to scale so aggressively. Very, very quick note before proceeding with this video, which I hope is of value to you. I wanted just to mention that you may or may not know that we own Brandlix Media, an e-commerce growth agency. We essentially partner with brands, and we bring them from 7 to 8 figures, or from 8 figures to multiple 8 figures, of course. And so if you are stuck and you feel like you're reaching a ceiling because of time, resources, knowledge, a creative foundation, whatever that reason is, please feel free to book a call. If you're a brand doing at least $100,000 a month, you'll qualify for the call. We can have a call. We can have just a normal conversation and understand what's actually stopping you. What are the bottlenecks? What are the walls that you're facing that is stopping you to getting that to that 500K a month, million a month, 2 million a month, whatever that number is. Okay. So book a call, we'll have just a call, and then we'll explore the opportunity of potentially partnering up. But most importantly, it's going to be a valuable call because we're going to share an audit and go through a lot of different things together, specifically about your brand, okay? I hope this is going to be valuable to you, and nothing, I'll leave you to this video and enjoy. Okay, look how many ads they have. And so one thing that I really like what they're doing is, first of all, they're very creative with how they do their their ads. 47%, almost 48% are videos, 52% are images. These are the types of ads that they're running. They're doing a lot of UGC, okay? If we filter by status, active ads, longest running ads, you can see that a lot of these ads are also UGC ads.
It's that time of the month again, and not down there, but up here. I think I found my new favorite set. Let's apply her. Just plop this directly onto the nail. There you go. We have the first.
This is just one type of ad, and then there's other types of ads like this, very UGC. Basically showing that they can do everything and not ruin their nails and still have perfect nails. So this is a cool one. This is like a B-roll approach. So they're definitely testing a lot of creative concepts. Another creative concept that they're doing that is working for them, this ad has been active for a while, is a podcast style.
How many nails have you guys sold so far? It's crazy to say this, but over 8 million units.
Yeah, so that's a lot of units. Okay, so this is another type of ad. I really like what they're doing. Let's break down exactly all of this diagram and what actually makes or breaks a business, in my opinion, when it comes to scaling and growing the creative side of the business. Because let's remember, if we can't just increase ad spend, we need to follow and have an infrastructure, a clear infrastructure to scale that creative side, or else we can't really scale ads, as you guys know. So this is pretty much the two things. These are the two things that you need to make this whole engine work and actually find ads that generate you the 50K days, the 60K days, the 40K days, the 100K days. Those types of ads are different, right? They're not just winners, they're absolute killers, okay? So we want to find as many of those as possible. In order to do that, you need two things. You need to master two things, and this is something that we do for our own clients as well. After doing all of these videos, I've learned quite a lot. Also, after working with over 100 companies, I've seen exactly what other 8-figure companies have done in the past, even before we put our hands on the ad account and the creative side. So you need two things: creative volume. Okay, if you don't have creative volume, it's going to be very hard for you to find winning ads fast. And then you need a clear winning ad breakdown strategy, which is exactly what I'm going to cover in this video right now. So let's start from the top. What does this look like? First of all, you need to understand that a product scales in multiple different ways. It's not one product, one angle, one creative concept, one script, one hook. It's a magnitude of different aspects, different scripts, different hooks, different creative concepts, different angles that you should be able to scale. So a lot of businesses that are typically stopping at 6 or 7 figures, just do one of these, maybe do one angle. They test like maybe 1, 2, or 3, maybe even 4 creative concepts. And by the way, like these should be, it's typically a lot more. It's just that I don't have like a lot of space here. So this is like in the 50s. This is also in the hundreds. This is definitely in the hundreds. This is in the dozens. Typically, brands test like a dozen angles. And not even to mention, this is the exact angles that they have tested, right? Effortless beauty, time-saving beauty routine, time-saving style, effortless self-expression, affordable luxury, time-saving luxury. All of these angles are basically quite different. Some are similar, but are quite different to each other. Documented day out, date night ready look. This is a complete different angle compared to like maybe saving time, right? Or saving money. So all of these are all angles that we can go and approach and then scale horizontally. If you can scale horizontally, you create more buckets of cash flow with just the same exact product that you're selling. And so this is how 8-figure brands, how 6 and 7-figure brands scale. One angle, 2, 3, 4 creative concepts, maybe 3, 4 scripts, 3, 4 hooks. They find what works, and boom, you have a 7-figure brand. You don't need a lot to do $80,000 a month, 100, maybe even $200,000 a month or more. And if you're doing maybe 500K, you can probably get up to there with like, it all depends on the vertical that you're in, because every product and vertical and market are different, right? But you can get there with like one angle, testing some creative concepts, testing maybe like 10 scripts here and there, but you're not doing this at scale, horizontally and consistently, right? In order to do that, you need to hire more people on your team, or an agency, or partner with a growth partner, somebody, right? That's what you need to get to 8 figures. I've never seen a company get to 8 figures with just like very, very low volume. So you need a lot of volume, creative volume production, and the best way to do it is scale horizontally. So what is a creative concept? A creative concept is just like this one. So POVs, right? Let me zoom in a little bit. POVs, before and afters, AI scripts, us versus them, review videos, unboxing videos, reaction videos, comment overloads, different type of things, statics, podcast type of video ads, like the one that we just saw over here, right? This one over here. A lot of different stuff. AI voiceovers, AI UGC ads, AI creator ads, a bunch of different stuff. Statics, so many different creative things that you should be doing to level up and distribute and squeeze the angle, right? The most important thing that you can do is make sure that you leverage. I'm not sure what happened here. Make sure that where are we here? What's going on? Give me a second. Okay. So it's make sure that we take advantage of the angle as much as possible. We need to scale this angle to here, okay? Let's just pretend for a second that this is the revenue that the angle generates. In order to go from here to here, you need to scale these different creative concepts and test a lot more. And do everything that you can possibly imaginable to test different scripts and test different hooks. This is the end result, is that you have a bunch of different variations that can scale based on each angle. And so this is what you want and what the plan is, right? So once we solve creative production, this is just another example of scaling horizontally. You have your pain relief angle, whatever that is. This is for like another company, but they test features and benefits, B-rolls and AI voiceovers, funny AI songs, direct offers, right? Pain-driven B-rolls, split screens. Like there's a lot of stuff that you should test. And I can guarantee you that depending on what you're selling, one creative concept is going to work better than another, but you can start testing and putting more things into the ad account. Now, this being said, This being said, it's really, really important, okay? And by the way, before I move on, this is, these other things are like very self-explanatory. These are just a bunch of scripts that you need to test, and then hooks. These are just some hooks that is working for this brand that we're actually talking about. So one thing that people don't understand is that when we've gotten press on nails to last as long as salon nails. So many of my friends wear magnetic press on specifically, right? There's a bunch of hooks that they're testing eventually. That's long story short. And the hooks should be scaled horizontally, just like we do with the creative concepts over here. The arrow that you see over here, it means scaling horizontally. Scaling horizontally both hooks and creative concepts and angles. Okay, so hopefully this makes sense. This is the creative volume part. But we can't just do creative volume. We need to understand that every single ad that goes out there, that we push out there, needs to be a strategic. Okay, we can't just do it randomly. All the ads that we see over here, they're all strategic. They're based on winners. They're based on proven scripts. They're based on proven hooks, based on proven creative concepts. It's a bunch of things. This is why I like this tool so much, because you can literally go in here and first of all, you can break down the ad yourself, but you can take a look at their ad copy. You can transcribe the script. You can also, I'm not going to do it now, but you can also create similar scripts. And then guess what? You can copy and paste the proven script, put it into ChatGPT and tell it, hey, give me reasons of why this ad works. What are the buying motivations? What are the buying triggers? Give me a sequenced storyboard, and also give me overall, why do you think this ad is working, and give me the best answer. And so it gives you a pretty decent breakdown, which looks something like this, right? Ad framework, ad breakdown, ad triggers, required B-rolls. This was like 60-70% done by AI, and then I did a bit of work to like put the things together. This is for another company. As you can see, these are other shots for other products, but it's the same thing applies for what they're doing. So I can guarantee you that this is the process that they're using. And by the way, I know that for a fact that this is the process that they're using, and also this is the process that they're using because we've seen companies come to us, the big ones, and this is exactly the process that their team is currently leveraging to find winners consistently. Because once again, we need to understand one thing here, that the winning ads have a specific breakdown. It's really, really scientific, extremely scientific, to the point where you need to start breaking ads like this. Ads, right? What is the hook? What is the offer? What is the product? Features, proof, CTA. And maybe for the winning ad, it's actually like this, right? It's actually maybe another type of structure, right? So we need to break down exactly what is the sequence. And please keep in mind that you then need to break down what each individual section looks like by 2-second intervals, because you need to understand that our attention span is literally 2 to 3 seconds, sometimes 4, sometimes 5. If the reason why a winning ad works, and the winning ad is an ad that does 50K a day in sales, okay, that's what I'm talking about. The winning ads work because they're scientifically sequenced in a very, very specific way. So this hook has been tested a lot. This offer section has been tested a lot. So the least thing that you can do is understand the 2-second, 3-second sequences that goes from one B-roll to another, for example, right? The product demo, same thing. Understand under that product demo, it's divided into 6 2-second split screens, okay? And what is exactly the 2-second or the 3-second or the 5-second about? What B-roll is it? What are they talking about? You need to break down everything super scientifically, because once again, the ad is not just an ad that is 60 seconds. It's not. We can't just understand how a winning ad is a winning ad just by understanding the angle and the topic, right? We need to break everything down super methodically. And the best thing that we do for our clients is that within our research process, whenever we gather angles, whenever we gather the proven creative concepts, the scripts, the hooks, we actually also go to our best direct competitor and break down 3 to 4 winning ads and why they are winning ads. And this is how we break it down. We break down by ad framework. So we establish this process, visual representation like this, and then we go ahead and dive deeper into why the ad works. So the ad framework, the ad breakdown, the buying triggers. If you understand what are the buying triggers, why people actually pull the trigger, click on the ad and convert, then you're game, right? And same thing with B-rolls. What are the required B-rolls so that we can go on our creative list and choose the right creators and give us the right B-rolls, okay? So it all starts with the ad breakdown. So this is breaking down another company, but For this type of ad, it was like a founder introduction, highlighting the offer, personal experience, additional incentives, and then call to action. And then we break it down by scene. In the first 0 to 3 seconds, this was the hook. In the first scene 2 is second 4 to 8, and these were the exact 3 B-rolls, for example, that we're showcasing on the 4 to 8 seconds or whatever. So everything, once again, just like I'm showing you here, needs to be broken down to the T. And guess what? Once you do this, you give all of this information to your editors, and they're able to replicate exactly the winning ads that generate the $50,000, $100,000 days. Okay, I hope this was valuable. And by the way, once you do the B-rolls, it's really, really important that you also apply and create a document that looks something like this. I always talk about this in all my other videos, but for every client that we onboard, typically we try to create like a 10, 20, 30 page document, just like this one, of different scenes, right? So that we can just send this to the creator and say, hey, we need B-roll 2, B-roll 3, and B-roll 4. And it gives you a very quick understanding of what it is, right? Or them, right? Gives them an understanding. You're crying in the bathroom floor, holding your hands on your head with makeup, right? Something like this. Or you're sitting on the bedroom floor showing how your hands shake, like this, right? So all of this, of course, this is like a bit weird, but these are the scenes that we needed to sell like this product, right? And so Evora was the best direct competitor, and so we went to the Evora, and which is a brand that sells these plushies, this koala plushie product, and we went there and we studied and did screenshots and did this exact same ad breakdown, okay? That looked something like this. So please do these two things. Have a way to systematize creative volume, whether it's hiring an agency, hiring in-house, whatever you need to do. And by scaling horizontally your angles, doing a lot more creative concepts, testing a lot more scripts and hooks. Now that you have the creative volume, before you actually do all of this, you should do the winning ad breakdown, so all of your energy goes and is spent, and resources is spent on the right frameworks. Because if you don't understand this, then all of this creative volume is insignificant. It's like you might as well not do it because it doesn't make any sense. You're literally doing a bunch of things and you're wasting your time without understanding why the winning ad of your best direct competitor are actually winning ads that can scale. And so we don't want to reinvent the wheel. We want to leverage opportunities that where other brands already spent millions of dollars. Okay, so that is it about this video. It was very brief when it comes to the topic because this is a really, really important topic. Everybody speaks about other things that are not really important, but you can really go from 7 to 8 figures by mastering the creative process. One other thing to understand is that having this winning ad breakdown, right, and having creative volume doesn't necessarily mean that you're efficient. So, or sorry, I would have to say the opposite, sorry. Having a creative volume doesn't necessarily mean that you're efficient. So if you're not efficient and you're running 100 ads and you're creating 100 ads and just one of those is a winner, right? Or even like, 200 ads and just one of those is a winner, you're really wasting a lot of time. And so by having this ad breakdown, you're essentially increasing the ratio of your winners, right? Which is super, super important. Now, let me just fulfill on promise number 3 before we end the video, which is what is the free gift? A free gift, a very cool gift. This is the exact same, there's a link down below to this, which is a document that we use for all of our clients to track storyboards. We have a CRO tracker, we have visuals, we have a testing tracker for ads, we have a creative concepts tracker. This is basically the screenshot that I showed you before. POVs, us versus them, with all inspo links, where you can just click over here and kind of see through some ads and examples of the inspirations that the creative concepts that we put over here. There's also 600 hooks. If you click on here, there's a document that brings you to 600 different hook examples with the structure of the framework so that you can replace your own, put your own words and for your own industry or vertical. And this is really, really cool. And we use a lot of these examples. But before we even use these, we go here on Atria, we try to understand, of course, what are the hooks that actually work, right, over here, so that we can then leverage this information to then go into this document and then come up with our own hooks and come up with further inspirations, okay? Hopefully this makes sense. And then overall, this is the sheet that you can get. It also has a daily report, a competitor sheet. It has a lot of different stuff. So get it, it's free. And also, if you're a brand doing close to I guess over or close to around plus or minus $100,000 a month minimum, and you want to book a call with us because you want to explore the opportunity of growing with a growth partner like us, you can click the link down below. We're going to have a call. We're going to break down why your business is maybe not scaling to where it should be scaling, and then we can explore the opportunity of working together. Hopefully see you on the call, and definitely see you in the next video. Bye.